Fright Night. A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. Scream. Scream suffers from being the first of its kind. It's a smart meta horror film that inspired a generation of copycats. It's still fun to watch. The opening scene is truly brilliant, but upon rewatching you can't help but notice the lack of scares. The film still worked as a piece of entertaining cinema, but it's more of a movie about movies than an actual horror flick. The thing that makes Scream so watchable is the combination of the nuanced performances and Wes Craven's directorial control. The cast somehow manages to play things straight and ham it up at the same time, and murder scenes are clearly crafted by someone who has their finger dug into the pulse of the horror genre. It's best to watch this movie as a cultural artifact and not an actual horror film.
The Gate.
The Gate. Tremors. There's a distinct possibility that even as a child you weren't frightened by this Kevin Bacon horror movie about giant sandworms traveling underground and eating anything that dared walk above them. The film definitely has all the calling cards of a horror film that could be scary. People get eaten, a dog is killed, and the heroes have to devise a clever way to defeat the villains. If nothing else, Tremors served as a way for young people to ease themselves into the horror genre, even if it isn't all that scary.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
There's a scene early on in this precursor to the Joss Whedon TV show where Pike Luke Perry is woken up by his friend Benny David Arquette, who's recently been turned into a vampire. In less than a minute, Pike realizes his friend has changed because he's floating outside his window and screaming, "I'm hungry." You might remember this scene being incredibly frightening. You may have even cowered behind your mom's couch and begged her to turn the movie off. If you watch that scene now, you'll see it's played completely for laughs. Even though David Arquette is unhinged, he's not particularly scary.
Leprechaun.
The first Leprechaun film is an anomaly when placed next to the rest of the films in the franchise. Tonally, it's still ludicrous. At one point, the Leprechaun rides a tricycle down the highway and gets pulled over by a state trooper, but it feels like the filmmakers were trying to make a scary movie. People have their stomachs cut open, a guy is beaten to death with a pogo stick, and there are jump scares galore. It's definitely a horror movie, it's just not scary.
Child's Play.
What's scarier than one of your toys coming to life and trying to murder you? It turns out tons of things are scarier than this concept. Child's Play follows Chucky, a doll inhabited with the spirit of serial killer Charles Lee Ray. Throughout the film, Chucky does some truly horrific things. He hits a woman in the face with a hammer, he bites another woman, and he even tries to possess the body of a child. Unfortunately, because all of this menace is coming from a doll, it never goes beyond the level of interesting concept. While you were most likely scared of this movie as a kid, it's far from frightening decades later when you probably don't personally own an abundance of kids' toys.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video. Then take care, bye.